welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning to your boy, Pfunk, Thinking Right, at my YouTube channel, where I do what I do for you. Trying to get this camera adjusted. 1 second. All right, there we go. Now, thanks, all my right thinkers, for tuning in again. Today, Wright in 25 rules live by storytelling, story with a message in the stories. Today, I had a conversation. A brother called me, asked me about the Greek gods. The Greeks never had a god. Let me back that up. Okay, the title of this lesson. It's gonna be a lesson. I got 12 minutes. I'm gonna give you a little 12-minute lesson. I ain't got nothing written down except the names of the gods from each side. Okay, one is gods, one is the pretend to be, or the reasonable facsimile, copy. Okay, gods, Greek gods, no, Egyptian gods. Let's start out with Amun, the hidden one. The Greeks called him Zeus. Okay. Now you got Ra. I just gave the information. I thought that Ra was the equivalent of Zeus in the Greek. No, it's Helios. How many people know that? I know the Greek mythologies. I know pretty much the gods also. But how many people actually know these names of people? I'm telling you, from one side, it's going to be the Egyptians. The other side is going to be the Greeks. You're going to be more familiar with the Greek names. Why? Because those are the ones that get publicized. Watch this. That's why I said Greek gods, Egyptian gods. You get me? All right, let's go. You know what I do. Next is my boy, Ptah, P-T-A-H. P is silent, so because he uttered his own self into being, self-creator. That's what his thing is. Okay? Every god that I'm going to give you from the Egyptian side, I'm going to give you who he is and what he do. I can't say the same for the Greek guys, but I know a few of them, so I'm going to give you what I know about them. I ain't proficient in them because I didn't study it in the extent that I did with my Egyptian gods, but I do know about the Greeks. I started out with them. Greek mythology was one of my studies in college back in 1975 when I thought thinking was just the greatest thing. Hence, right thinking. I understood one thing from the Greeks, and I give them credit. They taught me to think. They kept me inspired to think. They motivated me to use my mind. So I give them credit for that. But they never told me that they went to Egypt to get it. That's what upset me with them. Okay? Got no problem with them, but I got an issue. If I told you everything right thing is all my idea, I would be lying. Okay? It took me 20 some odd years to study everybody's different points of view, everybody's perspective, religiously, historically. Okay? So I put together all of that stuff and combined it into right thinking, which I call for the spiritual gumbo. A little bit of everything is in here, but that's another story. Let me get back to I get started. You know what I do. But if you follow me, I appreciate it because that's what I do for you. Again, information, just trying to give it to you. Next one here is Nut, sky goddess. Okay, they call her Rhea. Oh, excuse me, no, Ptah. Opposite of Ptah is Hephaestus. Now the story with this guy is when he was born, he was so hideous and ugly. They threw him off the cliff, and the people down low caught him, raised him up, found out that he was a very astute craftsman. He made a bunch of the weapons for the gods. Another story, I don't want to get into that credit, but yeah, that's his story with Hephaestus. There's another one just happened, I know, but you got Nut, the god, sky goddess. They got Rhea. She supposed to have been somebody in Egypt. I don't know. I know her name, but I don't know her story, so move right along. Gad, earth god. You see the picture with Shu holding up Nut by the vagina and the breast, and you got Gad down the ground. So you just took away his thing is up like that. Okay, the obelisk is really representing Gad's penis. They tell you Osiris, depending on who started your story, who got the idea, but it's really Gad's. Okay, the earth was male. In our history now, they tell you the earth, Mother Earth, Gaia, and all that. Okay, sometimes we try to, we get stuff, and sometimes it's upside down, and we flip it, and left should be right, and right should be left. Long story, they got misunderstanding, so we can roll with that. That's not my call, just my understanding from studying. If you study, you find a whole bunch of flaws. There's a whole bunch of things that you didn't see if you didn't study. That's why I do what I do for you. Next one is Kansu. Oh, no, wait a minute. Oh, okay, excuse me. With Gad, his opposite is Cronus. Cronus is charged of with the Titans. Okay, he's the guy that somebody cut his nuts off, or he cut his father's nuts off. The Greeks is a weird dude, but yeah, okay, that's Cronus. Next one is Net. Net is one of the goddess that's a goddess god because it's androgynous, so he have male female qualities. He's the first with the bow and arrow. Okay, he's the one, Mr. Mark, the bullseye. Net is that one. She carried a bow and 3 arrows. That was her trademark. Okay, she also was the weaver, so she had dual identity. You know, my guys, I love talking about them, but I'm trying to move this on. I ain't got but a few minutes. But during lessons, I break this stuff down and make it interesting because it is very interesting to learn about. That way, you can emulate her to a degree, take that aspect and put it in your character. I'm trying to get you to build your character. That's all it's about. Khonsu, the son of Mut and Amun. From the Waset Memphite concept, they use Amun as God, Mut his wife, and Khonsu as their son. He is the one that sits, no, he's the one that supposed to represent the moon. Okay? Then you got Set, my man, Ego, the brother of Asar. Conceptually, he will run you. We call him the devil now. Okay? Psychologically, we create this bad image. The Egyptians already gave that to you. Set, they gave you good and bad. When Osiris was born, Set came behind him. Good, bad. Cain, Abel. Okay. Moving on. They got, and he was, Khonsu was Hercules in the Greek mythology. Okay. Next one we got after Set. Set is Ares or Typhoon. Typhoon was the bad guy that ran the underworld, that ran the not hell, because Hades run the hell, but Typhoon with the ocean. He ran the ocean. Okay, he's the one with the spear and all that guys, so he's a bad guy. Then you got Bass, which is Basset, which is Sekhmet, the feline spiritual concept. She's the right eye of Ra, she's the destructive one. But when she's not doing that, she's Bast, and she's the queen of cats, felines. Ancient Egyptians loved their cats. I got 2 of them. Don't judge. Then you got the Ujat, the eye that sees all. When Ra first came out of noon, he had Shu and Tough Nut. They went and got lost. He sent his eye out. When the eye came back, he had already placed another eye. He set that eye up here. It's the 3rd eye, but it has a cobra, meaning it will spit 6. That's 6 feet distancing. They had 6 feet. That's how far the cobra can spit his venom. Another little tidbit. So these are things you get in. Today, 6 feet is how deep you bury somebody. And 6 feet is how far you gotta keep from social distancing. You know, I get excited. You know, this just gets me all into. And the opposite of Bath is, what's that? Artemis? Yeah, I think she was in charge of something. Then you got the Ujat. Her opposite is Leto. Don't know who that is, so I'm moving right on. Then you got Asar. They call Asar Osiris. That's what we're going to hear the names. Now the names you're going to hear are going to be a little more familiar. Asar is Osiris, okay? Or Hades. He was in charge of hell. Asar runs the afterlife, the underworld. Sound familiar? Ooh, it's about to get good. I'm about to run out of time. It's going to be a 2-parter maybe. All right, then you got Aset. Isis. We know it's Isis. Demeter. What's that? Demeter? Something they call it. But she's the goddess of time and all. She controls everything. So, again, stolen identity. Then you got the sister, Nephhet. They call it Nephthys. I've been calling Nephthys for the last few years. No more. Nephhet. Nephhet means mistress of the house. She was Osiris's side chick, as they call it today. Okay? I'm doing late night. I'm going to bring that story to you. I'm going to have fun because it's a good story. Y'all can enjoy that one. But it ain't GP. It's pretty much rated X. Grown folk stuff. That's all. All right? Nephhet, Nephthys, she's in charge of mortality. She's the mourner. Her and Isis was hired to mourn after death. Why? Because when they found Osiris dead, they mourned. So they were the mourners. They got their thing. All right? Then you got my boy, Apu or Apuat. They call him Anubis. I've been calling him Anubis for a long time too. Okay? So we know he's the embalmer. That's the son between Nephhet and Osiris. He's the bastard child. That's what y'all call him, but Okay, he's Haru's biggest brother, so he ain't the firstborn. Haru wasn't the firstborn. Just like with Isaac and Ishmael, Isaac wasn't the firstborn. Ishmael was. See, you gotta know your history on both sides. I ain't just no. I know everybody's history. I studied them all. That's what excuse me. That's what my due diligence did for me. I know them both. Then you got Haru. She's the female version of Haru. Naturally, that means the house. Het means house. Okay, Haru is spirit. She's the female spirit of the universe. They called her Hathor, Aphrodite, the beautiful one. The story goes with when she's had Haru, when Wright was feeling bad and feeling gloom, she flashed him the vulva and he smiled. Okay? Heaven between a woman's legs, like my man Dr. Ben said all the time. Then we down to my boy Haru. Okay? He's the hero. He's your conqueror over yourself, over all the things in your bad top. When you can conquer them, you become a master right thinker, you become Haru. Okay? They call him Horus or Apollo. We know him, the Greek god. We know him. Hold up the world. See? Chahudi, my man. They call him Thoth or Hermes, Trismegistus. Okay? Thrice great, 3 times great. And the number again, 3. And last but not least, my girl, Maya. They stole her too. Yeah. Asteria. Who the hell is she? I don't know who she. I don't even care. Okay, whoever they. No. See? But like I said, Greek gods, Egyptian gods, and we can identify. I can identify with each one of my Egyptian gods. And the Greek gods, not so much. But they wasn't original. If I want to know something, I don't want the copy. I don't want the reasonable facsimile. I want the original. Just give me the original. I want my Pfunk pure. I want my knowledge pure. I want my spirituality pure, uncut. Because that's how I give it to you.